So today we talk about IAF versus PAF, the Air Forces of India and Pakistan. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to this channel. This is a channel about conflicts around the world, and this is a special episode dedicated to our new series called WarChronicle. The idea behind this series is that we pick up conflicts from different eras and analyze them in detail. And since this channel focuses on contemporary conflicts and the kind of weapons and tactics used in them, we thought it would be a good idea to start the series with a conflict that's ongoing, one that's happening at our doorstep, the India-Pakistan conflict. Now, there are multiple ways to look at this conflict. We could talk about the border disputes or the proxy wars or even the nuclear threat. But in this episode, we will focus on the Air Forces of India and Pakistan, the IAF and the PAF, and try to understand how they compare and how they've evolved over time. The Indian and Pakistani Air Forces were once a part of the same organization. They trace their origins to the British era, when the first combined squadron of the RAF was formed in 1912. After the partition of India in 1947, the new states of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh got the assets of the British Royal Air Force stationed in their territories. These included pilots, personnel, and aircraft. The Indian Air Force had 350 aircraft, which included a variety of fighters like the Hawker Fury, the Spitfire, the Mustang, and the Tempest. Pakistan had 330 aircraft, which included the same plus some additional ones like the Vampire and the Meteor. In the early years, both air forces focused primarily on building their capabilities. They started with the same basic platforms and gradually upgraded them. The first major conflict between the two air forces happened in 1965. Both sides used the opportunity to test their new equipment. India used Soviet-made MiG-21s, and Pakistan used American-made F-86 Sabres. While Pakistan had a numerical advantage, India had the edge in terms of technology. It's also believed that India had better trained pilots. At the end of the war, both sides had suffered significant losses. But the war led to an arms race in the region. Pakistan got access to more American weapons, and India got support from the USSR. By 1999, the Indian Air Force had a clear edge over the Pakistani Air Force. The IAF had the Su-30, and the Mirage 2000, and the MiG-29, all of which were a quantum leap from what Pakistan had. Also, India's helicopter fleet was much stronger. This is when the Indian Air Force started using the mighty attack choppers like the Mi-25 and the Mi-35. Pakistan, on the other hand, was still trying to make the best use of its F-16 fleet. The Kargil conflict in 1999 did not see extensive aerial combat, but it did witness the induction of new technologies like drones. In the last 2 decades, both air forces have modernized. Today, the Indian Air Force has the edge in terms of the variety and quantity of aircraft. It also has a lead in terms of infrastructure and logistics. The recent Balakot airstrike is a good example of how the IAF operates. The strikes were carried out by a variety of aircraft, including the Sukhoi 30 MKI, Mirage 2000, and the Tejas. The attack choppers played a crucial role in gathering intelligence and destroying targets. Today, the IAF has over 600 combat aircraft, and the PAF has around 350. When it comes to the variety of aircraft, India has the edge. India has 5 types of fighter jets, including the Indigenous Tejas. Pakistan has 3 types of jets, none of which are indigenous. One of the most important factors for any air force is the availability of spare parts. In this case, Pakistan's dependence on the US for F-16 parts could prove to be a disadvantage. Reports say that America has stopped supplying these parts. This could mean that Pakistan will have to look for alternatives, which will take time and money. Another area where India has the edge is in terms of experience. The Indian pilots have more experience flying in different theaters of war. The experience includes fighting alongside and against Western powers. On the other hand, Pakistan's experience is limited. Their pilots have not fought in any major war. The closest they've come is the Kargil War, where they played a limited role. So there you have it, a brief history of the Indian and Pakistani Air Forces. If you like this episode, do let us know by hitting the like button and sharing it with your friends. We will see you next time. Till then, stay safe.